Alright guys, so here's the video finally of the Chimera 3 that I kind of teased a while back. Not even sure if a lot of you guys were aware of this. This has been built and flown for many months now. I just have such a huge backlog of bind and fly video reviews to do that I wasn't really sure where to squeeze this one in. And well, it's about time that this gets up because I have some of the projects I need to move on to. So this is the Chimera 3. It's a build. They don't sell this as a bind and fly. They do have this frame that you can buy, linked in the description for the frame. But it's, it looks like the Chimera 4. It looks like this 2.5-inch build that I did a while back. This is from last year. This is this is an iFlight product as well, the IH2 Whoop, I believe. So it does come with prop guards for a 2-inch build, but obviously you can build it as a 2.5-inch, and you can see that all these frames are somewhat similar. This is more of an H style, but you can see it's got a Vista for DJI and a 2-board 20x20 stack, as does this one here. So I'll link this video if you guys don't remember this one from way back when. This is a old video. Still have this hanging around. But essentially, as you move up from 2.5-inch props to a 3-inch prop to a 4-inch prop, the Chimera 3 to the Chimera 4 to the Chimera 5, basically you get more efficiency, longer flight times, obviously a little bit more power, of course, if you want to do acro tricks, that kind of thing. And you'll see that if you compare the other videos like the Chimera 4 to this one, the Chimera 3, in terms of the weight, because you're carrying around the same Vista and FPV system, you generally want to go up to a bigger prop size. So that's probably why I haven't flown this one a whole lot, because you don't get a lot of flight time in this one. This 2.5-inch, I think, was giving me 3 or 4 minutes of flight time, and moving up a 1/2 inch in prop size gets you on this setup here probably 5 minutes of flight time. And I'm using the folding props here. I did opt to go for some 1303 motors here, so this is a pretty lightweight setup. These are 1303 5000 kV motors, and this is more or less like a 3S setup, kind of like a toothpick type parts, but on this much heavier setup, heavier frame, carrying on a full Vista and 2-board stack. By the way, the stack here is the Odyssey stack that I think I gave you guys a preview video, might have been 4 or 5 months ago. Yeah, that's how far behind I'm running these days, and it's getting worse. But yeah, I'll link that video in the description if you want to see what the boards look like. And obviously it's overkill for this. I think it's like a 45 amp AC or 35 amp AC. Way overkill for a 3-inch of this lightweight, not racing or doing anything crazy. And this is obviously DJI. I got a little bit longer Caddx antenna here in the back. I'm running my Crossfire antennas like this, kind of weird. And then they see the Vista there, the Crossfire receiver there, and I'm using the 3-bladed Gemfan folding 3-inch props. This is the first time this has made an appearance. I don't think I've been using this on anything else. Yeah, it's basically like a Chimera 4, but shrunken down, so a little bit less flight time, but a bigger version of the IH2, 2.5-inch version. So basically more flight time than this guy here, but less than the Chimera 4. And that's really what it is in a nutshell. Nothing all that exciting about this one. I think that if you were going to build this, I would recommend going to a bigger motor, just so you're going to get a little bit more power. You might be sacrificing some flight time. I would say go to a 1404, maybe like 3850 kV, 3700 kV, something like that. Maybe even 3600 kV on a 3-inch prop on 4S. To get more flight time if you want more efficiency on this setup. Of course, I think it's going to weigh a lot more. 1404 motors are going to weigh way more than 1303 motors. So, and then this is what I flew with here. 3S 1100 GNB battery and naked GoPro Hero 7. So, I'll show you what it all weighs. Okay, so now here, just the drone, 140 grams. And then throw on the 3S battery, coming in at 206, and Naked Hero 7 with ND filter. and we're coming at 237.8. So yeah, so if you build it like this, you're going to get under the 250 gram limit mark, or the limit, or whatever, arbitrary, whatever. Who really cares about that? But some of you guys do, like literally care, like life or death, like life or death matters care. So yeah, if you're looking for a 3S build, sort of, longer flight times, be able to carry a naked GoPro, get some nice cinematic footage, maybe go a little bit long range on this 1100. How far can you go in 5 minutes of flight time? Not super far, but yeah. If you want to go further, longer flight time, I would recommend going up to the Chimera 4. You guys have seen that video from like a year ago, but I do have a new Chimera 4 build coming up. Don't ask me when this is going to come out. I have no clue because my schedule is like totally nuts right now. But this is the Chimera 4 V2 frame. It's a dead cat frame, as you can see here. And unlike the sort of typical, I think the original was like an X style frame. So this is a updated version of the Chimera V2, Chimera 4 V2, with a more TPU here in the front for the camera area. Yeah, a little camera mount for the naked GoPro here. Obviously, they stuck with the single bottom plate here for that design, not separated arms. Yeah, I don't know when this video is going to come out. I'm actually going to do a complete build. I'm not going to be moving over parts from the existing Chimera 4, leaving that intact. But I am going to be building this with these new 1504 motors, 3100 kV. These are the Zing V1s. So it's going to be a little bit bigger motor than the 1404s on the Chimera V1. So yeah, and I'm probably going to put a Vista in the back here. Probably going to use the Beast all-in-one board, so to keep it a little bit lighter. Also, in regards to keeping things lighter, if you want to reduce weight on this guy here a little bit further and maybe get a little bit more flight time, you might want to consider stripping down the Vista, removing the heat sinks, and then using an all-in-one board here instead. I think it doesn't. Yeah, it looks like you can do an all-in board, but you have to rotate it 45 degrees and put it in like this orientation here. So this is 20 by 20, and these are 25 by 25 holes, which I'm not a big fan of because then you have to put the motor wires in kind of an odd area. That's what KEP-RC does for their builds. But yeah, those are the ways you could probably reduce weight on that if you want. Probably, I'm not sure if I'm going to spend the time to strip down the Vista on that one or not, because I'm not going to be flying that too much. This is more or less a reference build here. I think this one, I prefer a little bit more flight time, so I'm going to go with a 4-inch here, and that 1504 is going to give you a little bit more power. I think it's going to be just as efficient as a regular 1404 Chimera V1, but we'll see. I'll see how it compares to the other 4-inch long range out there as well. But this is coming out in a future video. Anyways, going to do it for this video. Flight footage here for the Chimera 3 build. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.